Hi everyone, Highballman here.
Hey, Serge!
What do you want?
Megatron has called us! We need to go!
I don't wanna. Something good is probably somewhere on TV.
Like what?
I don't know. Let's look at this. Looks interesting. And welcome my review of Transformers Micron Densetsu. Ironhide.
Hey guys, Ryan, aka Firebite27 here today with yet another episode of It Figures. And today we'll be talking about Studio Series Voyager Class Ironhide. And as we all know, the Studio Series is basically just making micro masterpiece copies of characters from the live action movies. If you can call any of the Transformers that appeared in the live action movies characters, and with transformations that provide as little hassle as humanly possible. Though there are a few transformations where that is physically impossible. And, well, you know, not being a part of the ever-growing show that is the MP line. Oh, joy. Now then, if you are a fan of the Masterpiece line and the direction that it's going in, I will respect you. To a point. If you can forgive every one of the QC issues that these figures have had, please, spank yourself as hard as humanly possible. You are not well. But that rant's all besides the point of this review, which is to talk about Ironhide here. And his vehicle mode certainly is a flawless representation of a GMC top kick. Except for the head that's gawking straight out of the front of the vehicle mode, and the massive robo ankles that form a weird sort of semi-pentagram. Cementagram? No, that doesn't work. And the weapons that are just slapped together and slammed onto the back like a bunch of parts that he's just carrying off to sell to K. Yeager. Okay, so maybe it's not a perfect representation of a GMC top kick, but while I'm not going to give a pass to the Masterpiece line, I will give a pass to this line because it's not operating on the same budget as the MP line. But then again, I've heard that the MP figure of movie Ironhide is actually worse than the Studio Series figure. Yeesh. Whatever. Robot mode time.
Don't stop, don't hesitate! Nothing gonna change your world!
So his robot mode is, well, a little boring, to be perfectly honest. I think it's mostly down to the fact that, well, he's black and silver and gray. That's just not a very interesting color scheme, to be frank. Definitely not a terrible figure in this mode, but I just don't like it. The articulation is great. I mean, you've got a thigh swivel, a knee bend, toe bend slightly, as well as like a bunch of joints up in the arms, but at the same time, I just don't want to pose it because it's just not really my thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does have great articulation, like we've got elbow swivels, wrist swivel, a bunch of other articulation, and like no ankle pivot, but that's okay. I can't really expect it to do that considering the transformation for the legs, but really it's just not really my thing. I know that's ironic coming from someone who doesn't really like G1 and how oversaturated the market is in that aesthetic, but I guess what comes down to is that I really don't have an emotional attachment to these figures, or these characters rather. I mean, I did grow up during that era, but I just don't have the nostalgia to reminisce over these figures, or really like them at all. But it is a really good figure nonetheless. The articulation is great. There is kibble on there, like the backs of the calves are really obviously just the back of the car just folded up there. Though, at least the windshield from the car mode, or the hood technically, the front bumper, whatever it is, it's from this sort of like weird little monster face here. Not sure if you can see it in this light. And the back kind of looks like a trunkless, eyeless, woolly mammoth of sorts. Kinda. Or maybe slightly like Darth Vader. I don't know. It's good. It's just not my thing. I honestly prefer the Earthrise and Siege figures over this, which I know is, again, super ironic considering that I've lambasted G1 so much, but at the same time, it's important to have a nostalgic connection to something like this. Otherwise, it just doesn't really do anything for you. And I would love to show you the little diorama that's packaged with all the Studio Series figures, but I had to get rid of his packaging because I don't have room for all of it, I think. Actually, let me double check. I might still have it. Might. Just as I suspected, I do not have his box anymore. So, would I recommend getting Ironhide here? I mean, if you're a fan of the Bayverse, yes, get him. He was a main character and probably one of the only actual characters in the movies. But if you're not... I mean, if you don't have the nostalgia, then it's just a normal, decent action figure. There's nothing bad about it, it's just... doesn't stand out at all. So with that being said, this is Firebite 27. Over and out.
Wow. That's hacked.
Yeah. Ironhide, set! We're in big trouble.
I don't care. I wonder what's on the next channel.